When we think about the spirit of the Russian Orthodox Church outside of Russia, or ROCOR, as it is so frequently called in America, many different ideas and feelings come to mind. Tradition, conservatism, Holy Russia, Church Slavonic, liturgics, and more. If you were to ask any Orthodox person in America what they know about ROCOR, my guess is that Jordanville would be somewhere on the relatively short list of answers. Before 1928, most people never heard of this small farming town in upstate New York, but now it is known all over the world as the home of Holy Trinity Monastery, the spiritual center of ROCOR.
The monastic life is the barometer of church life. And we see what ROCOR represents, what our church abroad represents, the spiritual life, the spirit of the church, the spirituality, the teachings of the church, the perfection of the teachings of the gospel are embedded in the monastic community.
After serving for over 80 years as a guiding beacon for the faithful of the church abroad, the monastery is facing a financial crisis that is threatening its very existence. The aging infrastructure of the monastery has created a perfect storm of problems, including electrical, plumbing, environmental, and structural issues. During the winter session of the Eastern American Diocesan Council in November 2012, Metropolitan Hilarion authorized the creation of a special diocesan task force to travel to Jordanville, investigate the problem, and offer assistance to the monastic administration.
The Diocesan Council inspected many areas of the main building of the Holy Trinity Monastery and found that the infrastructure there is in very bad shape.
After meeting with the abbot Archimandrite Luke, council members were given a tour of the monastery grounds to see firsthand what needed to be restored.
To see Vladika in his snow-white klobuk, to go through this basement of dirt and cobwebs.
I wanted to cry because I knew how it was 50 years ago or 40 years ago. You know, things wear out.
All of the monastery buildings, starting with the principal building where the cells where the brethren live, and we heard about the cathedral. In short, everything is outdated. The buildings were built from the heart, by hand, using the materials available, and now everything is decaying all at once.
Structurally, the building is sound. It's all the inside,
yes,
the pumping.
Yes, the inside.
So it really should be actually gutted.
Yes,
and started.
That's what we're talking
fresh.
about. That's where the problem lies. It's very expensive. When you talk about replacing all the electricity, all the plumbing.
The infrastructure underneath Jordanville is crumbling. It looks like the exterior walls are in decent shape, but everything on the inside, the wiring, the plumbing, has reached the end of life, and it's probably 10 years past the end of life.
The repairmen that usually are connected with the oil company have explained that even though they want to, they can't repair this anymore. It's just irreparable.
Father floor, I find somewhere,
It's a new pump.
It's a new pump because nobody making this pump right now.
Father Floor told his nephew, who's our full-time contractor here, he now lives here, he said that the electricity in the entire church needed to be replaced. That was 20 years ago.
One problem is the water. The water here is heavy in calcium and other minerals that deteriorate the pipes, that eat away at the plumbing.
He pulls a piece of pipe out of his bag, and I expected to see an ancient piece of rotting metal pipe, but no, this was a PVC pipe that's already been repaired, and it was completely filled with this cement-like substance. It's calcification from the type of water that's here.
Various of the pipes were so corroded that we had to, as you can see here, this section has been cut off because they were completely corroded, and we've temporarily made a patch-up work. Every time we mop upstairs or there's a spill, water would run from the kitchen above right into the prosper area. At the moment, we use this wood oven, but that's breaking up slowly. There's a lot of cracks inside. Despite all the problems that we are having, we are still making to make prosvora and bread here for the monastery. But the deterioration is, getting worse and worse.
Sometimes the monks will say they took a shower and the whole hallway is flooded now because the pipes are backing up.
Since we need to gather the water here because the water already won't go through the pipes. You have to open this up. start filling this up with water. It's sort of a temporary, in order to use the machines.
Yeah.
In order to use the washing machines, because the water won't go through the pipes.
The area of the kitchen is in a very bad state because of the dampness. The floor needs to be removed in the kitchen. The kitchen needs to be extended.
The actual kitchen is only that little small room that we have.
So this area here is feeding on weekends up to 150 and more people.
Yes.
This small area. So the washing is in one place,
the cooking
and the cutting and everything is all in this small area.
The cook at the moment does not have his own sink, so they share sinks with the people that have to wash dishes.
Washing dishes at the same time. And because you could see, this has already been spoiled from the moisture, the way it's set up. On the other side of this wall are the frescoes, which are falling apart. We've already had to hire people twice to repair the frescoes. Even though this was just repaired about a year ago, it's bubbling up again. You can see what's happening here. The whole thing is going again.
Я думаю, возьмет хороших 2-3 года.
I think it will take a minimum of at least 2 or 3 years to set everything right here. If we start with the principal monastic building, which we saw requires a new kitchen to be built for the brethren, I think that this project alone will cost $3 million. If we do not make any repairs here, and do not begin making them immediately, then in the very near future we'll have to shutter everything.
Slowly, more and more pipes will start breaking up, being blocked to the extent that we cannot repair them. We'll just have to make do with what we have and use areas that are currently working and move out of areas that are not working.
The monks here at Holy Trinity Monastery are very modest, very pious, and for years they don't even want to speak about the financial burdens that they have. And slowly but surely the word got out.
Our fathers, when they began this monastery, they were in extreme poverty, and there's no sin in being poor, especially for monastics. They had nothing. The first purchase was a tea kettle by Father Panteleimon, and he boiled the tea outside. That's how the fathers survived. It was through their prayers and their struggles that we still exist.
We want our monks to pray. We do not want our monks to worry about the floods coming down the walls and the plumbing not working. This is our job.
The only way to tackle a problem like this is to take at it systematically and constantly be doing pieces of it and constantly have people pledging and contributing on a regular basis. That's the only way to get out of a situation like this. Nobody can give you a check for $5 million, go fix it. That's not going to happen.
The Eastern American Diocese works very closely with the Fund for Assistance. The FFA is a wonderful organization that has been working for decades to support our church abroad, and they have decided that they need also to participate in this.
The Fund for Assistance has offered an appeal to the public, and they said that they would double whatever they gathered.
Our financial donations will help the burden to be less on the monastics so they can focus on their prayer and to expand our missionary activity in America.
We can't just live for the day and for ourselves. We have a great deal of pilgrims come here. We have a full body of students. All these areas need to be considered as well, so we can't just go back to the time of Father Panteleimon with the teapot.
While Jordanville may be facing paramount challenges, the monks rely on the prayers of the departed elders and fathers who once lived and toiled in this holy place. These holy men strengthen the foundations for orthodoxy in America while preserving the crystal clean traditions of Holy Russia, thousands of miles from its borders.
We need the seminary and Jordanville in order to preserve our émigré roots, our diasporan traditions.
To remember the old monks, the old bishops who served here, Archbishop Avierki, Bishop Loris, subsequently Metropolitan Loris. Living with these people has a great effect on the students, the pilgrims, anyone, other younger monks who have lived here.
They were always positive here, our fathers. And They always work for the betterment of the church, for the spreading of the gospel.
It's through the struggles of our fathers. The ramifications are like a spiritual wave. The waves keep going out, and they extend from this world into the next world.
These spiritual waves have covered us with grace for so many years, and perhaps we never really appreciated them as much as we should. As the Russian Church abroad enters into the 21st century and begins to share its spiritual legacy with the rest of Orthodox America, we have much to be grateful for. Anyone who has ever visited Holy Trinity Monastery has their own special connection with this place. If you close your eyes and imagine a world without Jordanville, you will immediately understand why the time has come to help.
We should be grateful to God every day for everything that He has given us. You know, we just take it day by day, and that's the only thing we can do at the moment.
Every person who is a member of the Russian Church outside of Russia needs to help, to chip in, even if it's a small amount, but to help, and also to help to raise funds in different ways in order to fulfill all those needs which exist in the restoration of the monastery in its physical state, so that it can continue for many, many centuries in the future.